Hi there, Happy New Year to you. I hope you're looking forward to 2014. Now, I want to just give you a bit of information, some thoughts, some insight, and some maybe some potential hints and tips that will allow your 2014 to be the best yet. So, I really want to get across the value of taking time out for yourself as we go into this new year. Now, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I think sometimes we can give up on them too easy because we're not paying attention. There can be quick results and we just forget about them within a couple of months. I like the idea of having general overall intentions for my year, where I usually pick about 2 to 3, maybe 4 things that I'd really like to improve upon. Now, yes, you can really be specific on those goals, so maybe it be losing X amount of pounds, or whether it be gaining a promotion of some sort, or getting in a relationship and being quite specific. But sure, be general if you desire. The key is about your intention for what you'd like in your life. And as we consider the intentions for our 2014, it's also important to define the value of you, because if your value for yourself is low, you're only going to get low results. So take time out and consider, what do you define when it comes to the value of you? Because the value you've given yourself, the value you're going to get. So really be clear and define clearly your immense value, because you are so worthy and good enough to get the goals and desires that you really want in life. So just be very clear and allow your focus to be on the positive, because there's way too often when we say, I don't want to be more in debt, I don't want another bad relationship. Now, if you know anything about my work, you will know that focusing on the things that you don't want causes your unconscious mind, the biological brain, to focus and get more of it, or at the very least be consumed with the lack of or the negative thing that you do not want. So be sure to focus on what you want in the positive, your desired outcome. And also realize that sometimes the depth of our goal can be very important in motivating us, because we could say, well, I just want more money. And when we think about just getting more money, it's not going to do much. But if you consider what that money will get you, what experiences it will bring you, that makes it far more motivating for you consciously and unconsciously. Same thing with relationship. I just want a better relationship. That's great, but what will that relationship really get you? How will it nourish you as a person? What new experiences will that give you? And then suddenly that goal becomes energized with a far more powerful intention, because there's value there. There's real value as to why you want your goal. And when you consider your depth of vision, we can expand it. How will that have an effect on your health, your relationships, your career? No matter what goal you're thinking of, how can it actually add value to the other areas of your life? That causes your unconscious mind to be aligned with where you actually want to be. So be very clear on the type of goals that you would like to achieve, or the desired outcomes, because sometimes goals are a little bit, well, there's my goal, but we forget it. But if they become your outcomes, you're really focused on where you're heading and really be clear in what you want. And that's why I mentioned about the value of you, because what you want, I believe, wants you. I really believe that. Whatever you want in life actually wants you, but you've got to match that level of value of that thing that you desire. So if you want more money, you've got to value yourself to have that money, otherwise you'll self-sabotage. If you want that most beautiful and profound relationship, you've got to match that frequency in your mind and therefore be grateful and thankful and value yourself to have that relationship. Now, if you're thinking, well, Joseph, I don't have that self-belief, well, check out my free 11-lesson confidence program on my apps, on Android and BlackBerry and iPhone and Windows and things like that. Even on YouTube, if you're watching this now, just look on my page and check out the free 11-lesson confidence program. Over 8 hours long, lots of hypnosis, lots of coaching, and that will give you the confidence you need. So if you take time out for yourself and you feel you need that extra push, take time out for yourself listening to that confidence program, because that will give you the self-worth, the drive, and the desire to move things forward, and it's completely for free. I really value and I want you to take advantage of all my free audio, all my videos in every way. And I think that confidence program, even if you've listened to it before, will be a perfect start for you to just take on 2014. It will give you that value, and therefore that value matches the frequency of what you want in your desires, and therefore your unconscious mind will look for the opportunities. The conscious mind is the goal setter, the unconscious mind is the goal getter. So therefore, if we're setting those low goals, we're going to get low goals. That's what we're going to really head for. So you want to put your intention to where your value is in your life. Now is the time to jump up, to kind of really value yourself into this year. Forget about last year. That is done with. If you've made mistakes, if you've done anything, these perceived failures, forget about them. Now is the time to learn from them and consider, what can I learn from last year that will allow me to grow this year and get better? Now, one thing I like you to consider is, and I always say this, and I'm not going to apologize to keep saying it because it's so important. If you have a goal, don't just meditate, don't just do wishful thinking. Act upon it with conviction. Do whatever you can do to get there. And if you say, well, Joseph, I'm doing everything, but it's just not happening, well, first of all, keep persisting. Anyone who's achieved anything keeps on persisting until they get their goal. The other thing to consider is vary your actions that you're taking. If you're just doing one or two things all the time, although good, it may not be the right type of action. So be flexible in who you are and the actions that you step. Consider, well, what else could I do? Be very flexible in your thinking, be flexible in your behavior, and therefore you adapt to any situation. It's really having that variety of flexibility means you can adapt into any situation, no matter any blocks or any challenges. You'll see them as a challenge and something to overcome. So be very flexible in yourself, and finally, be gentle on yourself. We can really berate ourselves, and sometimes we would never even talk about a friend like we talk about ourselves, yet we tend to do that. So now's the time to be gentle on yourself and motivate yourself. If anything, if something goes wrong or you kind of make a slip up, it happens to me not all the time, but it happens to me. I just consider, what can I learn from this? How can I improve it? Because the thing that I did in that situation, I obviously did it for the best of intentions, because I would have either chose another behavior at the time. So, in this situation, what can I learn? What new resources, new thoughts can I take from this that will allow me to grow as a person? This way we're always growing, and that means rather a New Year's resolution, we're becoming to a New Year's evolution. We're evolving from the past. We're evolving to where we want to be. That way we're learning, we're growing, we're being really going for where we want to be. Now, I know I said a final point a second ago, but one word just popped into my mind. It's important to surround yourself with the right people, because if you, say for example, if you have a gambling issue, you do not want to surround yourself with fellow gamblers, because you know you're more likely to kind of go into that area. If you really want something, surround yourself with people who will support you in your goal, people who drive you forward, who you aspire to be like. That way you're motivated. Sometimes you have to cut people out of your life if they're not allowing you to grow as a person, if they're not allowing you to be healthy, they're not allowing you to be happy and to have the life that you desire. Sometimes, I'm very passionate about this, you have to let go. I'm not saying all the time, and it's something for you to consider, but if it comes to my health, my true happiness, if I want to make a change, those people in my life should be supporting me. But if they're the kind of people who are bringing me down into bad or negative behaviors, that means they're not the person I need to surround myself with. I need to add more value into my life by getting the right people in my life. There's a saying that you are the sum of the 5 closest people in your life, so therefore consider that. The 5 closest people, are they really motivating you, inspiring you, and really going for allowing you to grow and flourish as a person? If not, consider involving other new people in your life, really going out there, seeking a like-minded people to really get to what you want. Because thinking about our New Year's goals and outcomes, sometimes we can, even putting this effort in, we can share our goals with some people and they may just say, well, you can't do that. Or you've said this before. You can't go ahead and get this goal. You've tried so many times. It's never going to happen. Now sometimes, if it's those people, it's important to keep your goal to yourself. I have done this myself. I've had these goals in my mind, and some people I don't share my goals because I know that they're not the type of people I should be sharing my goals with, because they're not going to add value, because it's their perception of what is possible. Now their perception of what is possible is not reality, because that's just their reality. That's their perception of reality. It does not have to be you. Other people's opinions of you do not have to be a reality. And in the same context, their perception of your goals do not have to be your reality as well. So be careful who you share your goals with. Allow your goals to be shared with those who will nourish those goals and support those goals in where you're heading. Do they support you in yourself and where you're heading? If so, keep them and allow them more into your life. If they do not choose. My preference is not to share my goals with those people, or maybe not spend as much time as I possibly do. Or sometimes, depending if they're really harming our health in some way, it's important to let them go and be at peace with that, because they've got to value you as a person, and you have to value yourself as a person. When you do, that means you'll be attracting more people of that frequency. Remember what I said at the beginning? What you want wants you. You've just got to change your frequency, and that is your value of who you are and what you want. Increase your value in yourself, and therefore you'll be matching your frequency of those like-minded people at the same frequency. And that's not wishful thinking. That is just kind of putting yourself in the right state, and therefore your brain seeking people similar to that frequency in your mind, the frequency of your thoughts, the type of continuous thoughts that you're having. So I think doing those simple steps, choosing a few goals you'd like to work on, have it as an intention to always improve and grow, you will really make wonderful changes in 2014. I'm here to support you in every way. I'm going to keep on doing lots of free stuff. I've been really thinking about this in the past month or so, and I've really just kind of been refreshed and revitalized with a lot of introspection, just kind of thinking about where I want to do and how I want to contribute to people. I'm going to keep on doing lots of free stuff, probably increase it, develop more programs for you guys, and I hope you're really enjoying my work. If you are liking my stuff, if you're listening to this on my app, please go ahead and leave a review. If you're getting value of the over 100, or about 150 audios on there now, and if you're really getting value from my work, please make put a review or a comment on YouTube or wherever you're listening or watching this. It just means that more people get access to it, because they feel comfortable seeing there's reviews out there where people actually, like real people, saying wonderful things, or the value that you're personally getting from my work. The more people I get, the more time I really begin to invest. And I'm always going to do it anyway, but it really just kind of motivates me knowing that people are sharing my work. And I mean, that's the end of the day, that I want to share with you, and I just hope you can maybe share my work with other people, even if it's just writing a review. I'd really be very honoured and very appreciative of that. But whatever you do, even if you don't do that, realize that you're worthy, you're good enough, and you're capable to achieve your dreams, your desires, your outcomes. Take massive inspired action. Value yourself, put value in yourself, and go for your desires. You're more than capable, and I believe in you. Speak to you soon.